degenerates of the internet. My name is Hauser and today I'm taking a look at the Legacy Bulkhead. Let's look at the box. There's some nice artwork of the alt mode, Transformers all down the side here. It says Prime Universe Bulkhead. Amazing artwork of Bulkhead on the side here. Legacy art on the side here. Let's look at the figure. There are some really nice paint applications all across the figure. One thing there is though is that this entire front piece, the cab of the truck, is painted on clear plastic. Not what I would have loved, but at least it doesn't chip off easy. It's gonna take a real beating to chip it. Autobot insignia right at the front of the truck, some tarp detail on the back, and these wheels are pretty nice too. Massive fuel tanks here, or petrol tanks, a decently clean back, and there's just lovely detail across the whole figure, like the doors on the sides or this massive front bull bar thing. I know it's not a bull bar, it just looks really nice. Even has side view mirrors, and the bottom doesn't even look that bad too. Of course there are his shins here, and parts of his arms and whatever this is here, but pretty nice overall. He's also a military truck which really fits Bulkhead. He can also roll pretty good. This table doesn't really let it roll that good. Kibble management is also pretty good. There's just the 2 feet at the back, but they're not too distracting. And his weapon storage is amazing. You just want to take this tarp off the back by unclipping it at the sides and taking it off the back. This may untab, but you can always just tab it back in. You're supposed to have the tarp over here, since this doesn't look the best. The weapons he comes with just clips into this little bed here. And this is detailed really nice. And this thing will not untab when you're playing with this. It is literally a solid brick and I'd love it for that. And it's pretty big too. Onto size comparisons. Hauser, Hired Toys 2021 Godzilla, and Netflix Optimus Prime. Can't wait till I get the lighter piece. Now transforming him. Just kidding, I'm in heaven. Keep these to the side. And here we have the Girl Walk mode. Yes, this is my lame attempt at a joke. And here we have the robot mode, and oh, that was such a good transformation. It was so fun and ingenuitive, and it results in this clean robot mode. And it did so many things you wouldn't expect a Voyager to do. And the paint applications, it's practically the same as the truck mode, except there's some more paint on these thighs, these knee parts, these grills on the arms, and the head. And oh, that is such a good head sculpt. I didn't zoom into the head. I mean, come on, this has to scream Bulkhead to you. The massive jaw, the little nose, the expression he has on his face, it's so amazing. And it's like that with the whole figure. It's gone in its own direction. It's perfectly mixed G1 and the Transformers Prime and Animators aesthetic, and I love it. I love it even more than the actual Transformers Prime and Animated designs. And it's not overly detailed, it's perfectly like plain and detailed at the same time, where it's not something like the mechanical mess of the Michael Bay movies. It's a good figure. This is a good figure. Where it's so plain that it's just bland. I like bland though. It's a perfect mix of both aesthetics. We can bring these guys back in now. This opens up and clips over any of his hands and clips back over. And he can either hold this or it can peg into his shoulder like this. His wrecking ball is straight out of Transformers Prime. I can barely tell the difference between the two from the show and this figure. It's casted in the same grey as his hands and his biceps, and it has a nice chrome finish on it, and I love it. And the minigun they have on his shoulder wasn't in any shows to my knowledge, but it's a nice little addition. I don't get why it's here. It's pretty pointless, but I mean, I'm not mad. And his biggest accessory, his shield. And I am so happy he is not a parts former. When I saw images and first, I was just worried, okay, since most of the promotional images showed him like with his shield either on him or on his back, and I didn't know if he transformed with it on, but it's amazing that they were able to keep it in when the transformation's happening. So this little peg folds out here. It can either go in his hand or his forearm. There's a little hole in the front of the shield for him to look out of, and he could ram into some cons with this one. Sound of here, he's trying to ram into Bulkhead, but he can just... Oh, it's so fun! A feeling I haven't experienced in a long time. I'm lying. His accessories just add that little bit of spice to make him just that bit more fun to play with. And he's one of my favourite figures in my collection. Easily one of my top 5 Transformers. This guy may look great, but does he pose great? Ball joint at the head, he can look up that far, down, barely any, can make work of that. This is giving me flashbacks to the headless Bulkhead crisis. You guys remember that? He's a hinge at the shoulder, swivel all around, can get hindered by the shield, but you can always put it back, and swivel. Oh, it's so good. Here's a full bicep swivel, way past 90, elbow bend. Seriously, why can't more figures have this? This is so good. And unlike the previous figure, wrist articulation. No opening hands though. I don't know why he couldn't have done it. Earthrise Prime did. Waist swivel, and you can work in an arcing back if you undo this. My finger. If you undo this, tab it back in, can be a weird looking arcing back. Or if you untab the other joint, you can make for an, oh that is cursed. You can get an ab crunch, and that's pretty good. Here's a beautiful spread. Is that a... They're on ratchets! There's a swivel at the thigh, a bit past 90-degree bend at the knee. He's a ankle pivot, and damn, that's good. His feet can rock forward and back like that. Oh my Primus, this guy is so fun. For being a brick, this guy is one of the most poseable figures in my collection. And it's just so fun to mess with him, play with him. It brings me back to a more simple time. A simple time of when I just had fun with my little stupid one-step changes. What a time. And like his truck mode, this guy's pretty big. Size comparisons, we have Hauser, Higher Toys 2021, Godzilla, and Earthrise Optimus Prime, or Netflix. I highly recommend this guy to you. He's some of the most fun I've had in a figure for ages. If you come across him anywhere, like anywhere under $50 Australian, that's perfect. And I'm pretty sure he's still in stock places. So yeah, if you ever come across him, highly recommend him. He's so fun to mess around with, so fun to play with, and one of my favorite figures in my collection. I rate this guy a 5 out of 5. Anyways, thanks all for watching. Bye. I have nothing funny to do at the end of this video. Leave.